Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back with another brand new video and addressing the elephant in the room right away. Yes, I'm awkwardly standing inside a hotel room, which will be quite a shock to a lot of people that don't watch each and every single video, but to the channel legends, this was already mentioned yesterday, as it is the Missy's 30th birthday away weekend, whatever you want to call it. It is technically her birthday in a couple of weeks, but you know how it goes, Christmas, busier time of year, so we decided to have a wee week away, enjoy yourself down in London, go to the Harry Potter tour, enjoy yourself, and end our celebratory week with watching the team that we both love, Rangers Football Club, hopefully returning from the international break with a positive result. That would have been nice, ladies and gentlemen, and I think, as you can tell right away, even if you don't know the result, it certainly didn't go that way, and we're having to be here discussing it and breaking this game down, this club down, and this manager doing. But I just wanted to mention the video and the sound quality, as I know it's probably going to be really bad, and I do apologise about that, but it's got nothing to do with the result or how things are going for the football club. It was always going to be this way, win, lose or draw, and I'd have loved to have just made a wee couple minute recap, sitting here firing up, talking a couple jokes, doing a couple wee gags here, discussing a couple goals and hitting the old stop button in terms of the recording. That would have been amazing considering the quality of the video, and again, I do apologise about that, but by God do we have a lot to break down and discuss today. Unfortunately, isn't pleasant again. Unfortunately, it's a little bit negative, but aye, that's why it looks like this and it isn't up to the usual standard, or maybe the pictures or clips or some of the things we can edit in, ladies and gentlemen. It's just going to be a raw, authentic conversation between me and as we break down Rangers 1, Dundee United 1, and a game that, if you take your heart and soul of it, and I know it's hard to do that, but if you take a step back and you look at it, what does the table tell you? It's the third best team in the league drawn with the fourth best team in the league going into this weekend. And I think, again, if you look at it from that optics, that's the type of result you're expecting from a third and a fourth. They battle each other, you know what I mean? They're not good enough to win anything, so they always take points off each other, and that's where we've devolved into. That's what we've turned into, ladies and gentlemen, that drawing and dropping points versus a side one place below us, 3 points behind us, is actually not a shock. And you know what the saddest part about this is, ladies and gentlemen, is that team that we dropped points with today, that only sits 3 points behind us in one place in the league, that team is a newly promoted side up from the Championship, coming up to our house fresh on the back of an international break after being promised judges on November. You'll see the best of us in November. Well, it must have been talked about next year under a new manager, because it's November, they're new, and we're as barking and clueless as the man apparently appears to actually be. And I guess we need to go there right away, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, we do need to talk about Clermont again with more negativity, and I know I've been on this train for a wee while now, but I'm just getting sick here, and I'll be honest, I just want the train, I just want to get off the train. The Clermont Rangers manager, I just want off now, because to me, it's not going to get any better, right? I've tried to cling on to a couple wee moments here, or a couple wee bits of positivity. Maybe he's going to finally make the change. Maybe he's finally going to do that. I just didn't see it anymore. And if you want a clickbait answer to the question, it's going to be everywhere. 3.5 minutes in to this video, should Clermont lose his job as the Rangers manager? Of course he could, man. Look at the points we're behind. Look how badly we're playing. Just look at the standard of what this club is being digressed and devolved into. It's pathetic today, but none of it is a surprise. You can't get angry now or overly shocked or say, I can't believe. No, we can believe it, and that's the most damning statement you can have as a Rangers fan, that we drop points to a newly promoted side coming up from the Championship, as well as they've done this season. I gave them a lot of credit in the preview video. That should never, ever been happening, and it has been happening, and it will continue to happen, in my opinion, under the management reign of Phil Clermont, whether he stays or whether he goes. And again, I've had my saying it, and I know there's going to be a couple people firing saying, aye, but you look at the stuff in the empty offices and always had to go for it, and all the messes had to tidy up for the mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. And look, I understand why we're doing that up to a point, right? I understand why a lot of people want to say they're sick of the changing, the twisting and shaking this, doing this, constantly chopping and changing, I should say. I get why people are fed up, but is it not clear He's just no the guy, no matter how much we try and will it. And I think to the way we're defending this laddie and arguing till we're blue in the face that he should be given this, should be more time, should be more time. Yet we were so quick to discard the likes of Gio, and I'm a part of that as well, by the way. I sat here and said Gio needed to lose his job for his domestic form and the poor standards of football. But I see how we can speak, and we talked about Gio at the time, who's genuinely a club legend. You know what I mean? He got this club is a phenomenal player and obviously a very talented manager, and he's went on to prove that. Yet, when we talk about Phil Clement, I can't say that a guy that's taken us as low and playing the worst standard of football I've seen since we returned to the top flight, he can't lose his job without getting attacked and loads of people gone mental. You know what I mean? He's getting defended more than any Rangers manager I've seen in a long time. But I'm asking each and every single person, if you are staying up to watch this video, as I know it's extremely late, I was supposed to be uploading it earlier, but with the delay, obviously with the Missy's 30th birthday, we had other plans played, so when you had like 45, 50 minute delay in the game, it chopped away, right? So I know it's very late, but if you're looking at it, has this team shown anything under Clermont? And has he improved at all under what he was brought in today from his predecessor who he replaced? Think about that for a second, right? Are we as a team looking better after a year and a bit of management than we did under the previous manager that was sacked? A man that a lot of people called a PE teacher because he was that bad at his job, Michael Beale, right? If Michael Beale's a PE teacher, what the hell is Phil Clement? Some kind of substitute guy that just hands cones out at a car park, because that's what he's showing. There's none there. There's none to get excited about. And I find this so strange and just such a damning statement on this overall season as well. As you look at going in to this season, right? Because there's a lot of talk about, oh, it's the fans' fault, the fans have been negative, oh, it's the toxic fans this, fans, it's always the fans' fault. Yet despite that, they want money off us every single week. European packages, season tickets, travel risks, 1,400 kits, collections, merchandise, raffles, blah blah blah. They want money for us everywhere, but the second we start to question the product that we're getting back for all our wages they're pummeling at us every single week, it then becomes, oh, it's negative, oh, it's the fans' fault, it's no fans' fault. And anyone trying to say it's the fans' negativity that's bringing this team down, or it's Phil Clement, is actually embarrassing, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because again, pulling it back to the start of the season, we accepted what this season was going to be. Oh yes, and I think every Rangers fan can be brutally honest. Going into the season, did we believe we were good enough to win the league? No, we never. We obviously had our wee jokes and wee fun and everything, but we knew where we were. We were transitioning from a group of players and maybe leaders and everything like that had either aged out, regressed, or left. That explains what we had to do over the summer, right? We had to bring in some players, we had to get rid of some other ones, and other players had clearly regressed over what they were a couple of months ago, i.e. the likes of Avenue. So we knew going into this season that it was going to be a rebuild. We needed to plant roots under Phil Clement that lays a foundation for this club that we eventually can kick on and build and maybe have a good run, maybe win a cup or two, but again, play a young side and build something for the future under Clermont, who showed signs in the previous season before he bottled a league title last year. You know what I mean? Showed signs, but we gave him the boost on that one, and we gave him the belief and maybe the leeway to go ahead and play a young Rangers side and build your way up that way. And then that was further cemented by the fact that the board gave this man a contract extension. They gave him a bulletproof vest and said he is indestructible. But somehow, some way, Phil Clement has took that indestructibility, that bulletproof vest, and beat himself. He's like, remember in X-Men First Class when they said, oh, this guy's indestructible, nobody can stop him, he cannot be killed, and then 10 minutes later it gets done in and they just kill off the indestructible character. Somehow Clement's done that to himself in the real life, and that's mad to think. And all three people that got that reference, you're welcome. It is spot on, but I just look at what we were willing to give him and the leeway and the space he had to just do what he said and promised he would do. Build a young, hungry Rangers team. But now we sit in November, a kiss off, December, playing the same crap, no reducing anything. Oh, the wages is doing well. Still, the highest earners for previous years are still playing week in and week out. What part of a young, hungry squad is a 33-year-old right back, a 36-year-old centre back, a 30-year-old striker who proved last season he wasn't good enough? And you're bringing in young players, you're bringing in young replacements, and they're no getting a game plan. If the young laddies were playing, if the likes of Bailey Rice was getting bled in, if Eggman who came on and got chucked out on the left hand side was playing and maybe was making mistakes, the fans would be way Clermont, they would stay with him, and we wouldn't be having this conversation whether we sat in the exact same position or no, because we knew as a club we were building towards something. Where the frustration is and where the annoyance is, and where for a lot like myself, I'm just done. Now is I'm sick of being lied to, I'm not believing the BS that I'm getting told, and I'm saying nothing. I'm just tired of the same constant cycle over and over and over again, and needing to pull out wins and come back wins and scrape over the line here, scrape over the line here, because we didn't get the win today, right? We never sort of brushed over what's happened, papered over the cracks, but we papered over the cracks with that 1-0 win versus Hearts that were second bottom at the time. We papered over the cracks when we beat Hibs at the time, who again are also bottom of the old table. You know what I mean? We were limping and limping and limping, but again we still never made any changes. We still never planted any roots, and now where we sit, for me, I'm just done. No, I didn't believe in the man. I didn't believe the project. It's a complete fugazi. It's a lie. It's made up. It's nonsense. Because as much as we went in, and we did play better in the second half, by the way, right? And I will say we played better. Do you know why we played better? Because we brought in the likes of Hadji. We brought on the guys like Danilo, guys that should be in and amongst it. And I know Danilo's obviously had his injury history and everything like that, but again, there's been games, plenty of opportunities to build this laddie up, and he comes in, and what does he show right away? That when we didn't have a cone that smiles and is great in interviews, when we've actually got a striker that does this and steps off his man, we actually create space, we actually cause overloads, and we create gaps that can then be played into, because you know what? He can hold the ball up and bring others into play. And Hadji sprinkled in, obviously being heavily involved with a beautiful wee back heel, but he was treated like absolute dirt. Yet that's the guys that they're having to look at to try and turn the games on. And I guess the thing that I was building my way up to there is, see if we had won this game. Here's another question, what we 12 minutes in. If we had won this game, say Danilo scored or somebody else scored, right? We won this game 2-1, and Danilo and Hadji's been the spark to change the game. Does anyone currently watching today's video truly believe that their spark to change us in the second half, along with Cherny, who I thought was really good, by the way, but I'm talking about in terms of the substitutions, do you for a second believe that he would have made the decisions the following week or the following game or the following result to play them for the start? Or do you think we'd have got away with that one? It'd have been another paper over the cracks, and it'd have been Dessers flung out, it'd have been Diamandi flung out again, it'd have been Lawrence flung out, it'd have been Tavernier back in, because a lot of people say, well, he was dropped today, CJ, it wasn't much better. He's dropped today because there's a European game on Thursday. He's getting saved for that one. Let's beat around the bush. We know exactly what was happening. We know who will play in the big games. We know who he likes and who he doesn't. And I guess that's where the lack of belief in this man is as well. Even if we came away with this win today, and if we were able to turn it, if we were a wee bit lucky, maybe the Connor Barron handball that chopped off the proper goal, or maybe the unbelievable save, and maybe the best save of the season for Walton about the 84th minute after a wee bit of a double. Right, if the ball had went in the back of the net, none would have changed. Ladies, it will still be the exact same in the next game. It will be back to Dessers. It will be back to trying to get getchas and gotchas, because the stubbornness, childishness is there to be seen. And for me, I'm just sick of death of it. Again, I say all this knowing off the park has been bad, but that's no surprise, right? Off the park has been pretty bleak and crap now for not only numerous years at this club, where you can see mistake after mistake, making name money on the likes of Kent, Barisic, Morelos, making name money on that, getting more money for James Biscroft than the three players I just talked about there is truly embarrassing. We are a shambles off the park, but on the park, we're just as bad now, and that's where the problem comes, because even in our darkest days off the field, we at least had a Rangers team on the park with players that deserved to be and played like a Rangers team, that we could at least get some sense of enjoyment out of that. But now, on the park is just as bad as off the park, and that is a scary, scary place to be, in my personal opinion, and I absolutely hate it. And look, I said this before, 2, maybe even 3 months ago, long before the drop point, long before the Command Law, long before other things, I said if we didn't love this club the way that we all do, eat, sleep and breathe this club, you would not be paying to watch this team play football, because it's not as if we play bad football. There's just nothing in it. We look like a bunch of lads that's just meeting up for the first time, and it's absolutely clueless. It is shambolic, ladies and gentlemen, and it really hurts me to say it, but if it wasn't Rangers, if we didn't love that team, if it was another team wearing bibs or something like that and playing at the back garden, not only would we shut those curtains, we'd phone the police and get them knocked off the old premises. That's how bad it is right now give Dundee United credit. They scored a good goal and everything like Dalby getting there with the big header and everything like wide open middle of the goal. Yeah, let's not just mark the best thing, right? I get it. A goal like that was always going to happen when you're as bad as us defending, but what am I supposed to cheer here? Oh, we nearly came back at home versus Dundee United. Do me a favour. Man, I'm sick to seeing the standards regress and this team devolve. I'm sick of getting lied to. I'm sick of getting told this while other things are happening. Oh, we're rotating him because he's been doing minutes, even though Tavernier's done 3 times as much minutes as Sterling and Casemiro before he was injured. It's all just circling back to the exact same stuff. I'm not going to get lost in, we're a couple of wonder saves away from winning it. Even if we win the day, all we're doing is kicking the can down the road. And I'm honestly just sick of it. Now, again, I said, do he deserve to lose his job? Obviously, he does. Anyone who's watched this team at any point in their career sees this isn't a range team and it's not getting a leader in there. There's just nothing and there's no fight, there's no desire, there's no tempo, there's no play style. There's something needs to be done, but do I believe it will? No, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know why? Because again, we're just bad. Off the part, there's no money to pay the laddie off. All we can hope for is that Belgians got an even worse Wi-Fi than the hotel that I'm currently staying at, because they've not seen how bad it is, because apparently he's one of the favourites for the Belgian job, and if there's even an ounce of smoke in that fire, by God, I hope it's true. And Phil needs to go ahead and not only take that, but run there himself. I'll probably drop him off, because that's how painful it is to watch right now, and I wish him all the best on his way and hope he goes away and does that, but he's not done what he's promised he would do. There's no bleeding there, there's no bringing in, there's no foundations being set, we're not a young side getting better, we're not a young side, we're not doing this. It's the same crap week in and week out. Bad players didn't get punished, good players didn't get rewarded. That's been the summary of our season so far, and honestly, I'm just sick and tired of it, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we will always support the team and we will always just funnel our money into this club, but at the same time as the product's getting significantly worse week in, week out, week in, week out, was the prices are going up. It's not really making sense for me anymore. If our expectations are too high and if we're expecting too much for the team, why is the price going up then? Do you know what I mean? Then they treat us like idiots and then complain when we actually want to see some value for money at some point, but it's not there. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really, really poor, it's really, really negative, and I don't think we really need to break down the game of football. And I guess the most damning thing I can say about the football itself is, let's say I missed today's game, right? And if I didn't see the Conor Barron handball, if I never saw the 2 doubles, if I never saw Czerny grab this team by the scruff of the neck again and try and pull us over the line with not only a great goal but several movements, we fakes inside, we fakes outside, the wee nutmegs he tried today, trying to will a team, another loney trying to will this Rangers team across the line. It's been the same for the last couple of years. I feel like I could genuinely make a 10-15 minute video talking about this game and how it unfolded. We had a piss first half, we were limping, we never done that. We showed wee signs for 10-15 minutes, that, but it wasn't. I could sit and break it all down, and that's not me boasting about myself. I think every single Rangers fan on the planet could break that game down without even watching a second, because it's nothing new. It's the same vicious, sad cycle we seem to be in. It's been like that for months, ladies. It's been that for pre-season, but we've not sucked a single root in the ground to build this club up. And even the likes of Egeman, the way he came on the day, a young striker, project, this. He's fired out in the left-hand side, told to whip balls into the likes of Ridvan and everything like, is anyone just sick of being this clueless, mad football? Because really am, ladies and gentlemen. And again, sorry if you feel like I'm being a wee bit mad here, or maybe I'm completely off the boil, but I don't know what to say anymore, ladies and gentlemen. It's bad football, it's bad management, and it's bad running a football club off the park. We just seem to be going through the exact same cycle over and over and over again. But somehow I've talked about 19 minutes of this game, and I do apologise for anyone that is still watching. But I want to know 2 things from today's video is, can Phil Clermont turn this around? And 2, if not, should he be sacked? Let me know down there in the comment section below. It'd be great to see your thoughts and opinions. But for me, again, I think he needs to go somehow. Hopefully it's the building so we get a wee bit of money for him. But even though I don't think he will go, it's just going to be bad, ladies and gentlemen, because it's just poor, it's negative, there's just nothing in this Rangers team, and it breaks my heart to actually say that. Strap yourselves in, it's going to be a long, long season, but I'll share every single second with you right here and there. And I better get back to it, ladies and gentlemen, because again, it is the Mrs. 30th birthday, Mrs. Nova 92. Thank you for those in the preview video saying happy birthday. Also get evils because this video is taking a wee bit too long, so I better get back to it. If you didn't see me again, But anyway, until then, I've been CJ Number 92. Thank you so much for watching. All the best, and bye-bye.